It is 5:10 a.m. and we are now in South Carolina. We found a really cool, rare beauty of a place to stay at, and now we're just going to be driving up real quick for a hike. Yesterday was my little sister-in-law's wedding. Really had a great time. Such a blessed and wonderful couple. And how we get the vlog started. And so we are at Pretty Place again, but as you guys can see right behind me, it is misty. But that brings me to the first point of my vlog that I really wanted to share to you guys. First of all, by the way, I really missed just talking to you guys on camera, being able to just speak openly and just sharing all these wonderful stories that have been brought up to me and have been open to me. But man, so gorgeous. So I was at a worship meeting just a few days ago, and here in South Carolina, I'm actually just gonna link the Instagram page right below. GOG Worship, Garage of God. It's so awesome. For me, it was just like God's parking place. But as I was there, God brought me to share this thing that was in my heart a while ago, and it was about the rivers that we're talking about in, I believe it's Ezekiel 47. Where it just starts off where there's a temple, and from the temple it starts off as a drop. This river starts to form, and this drop turns into a low stream, and the stream turns to a longer, like a deeper stream, and then the deeper stream turns into an actual river. And so in this river, we see that at the beginning, I call the low stream that starts this relationship with God. You start a relationship with God. As you're moving forward and forward, you start to get deeper and deeper and deeper. Now, as we're moving through this river, you start to feel the push of God to go further. It's now when you're in ankle deep water, you're like in an ankle deep relationship with God. Sometimes you don't feel that push so much because it's just ankle deep, but you do feel that little inkling of pushing, and God's inviting you, and He's always holding His hand to pull you even closer and closer and closer to Him. And so you start walking in deeper, and as you're walking in deeper with Him, all of a sudden you start feeling that push against your knees, because now you're getting through this relationship with Him, that now you're able to just feel His push more stronger, because now it's that river is hitting your knees. In in Ezekiel, like you saw that the angel went out and he measured it by 1,000 cubits, and now the river was ankle deep, and he measured another 1,000 cubits, and now the river is knee deep, and he measured another cubits, and now the river is at your waist. And sometimes in our lifetime, we come to this place where God is now at like this river of God, this relationship with God is now like at a waist level. And now we are like half in, half out. Half of us is in God and we're fully submerged, that perfect half, and then the other half is just stuck here. And I feel like that's where most Christians are stuck, is just at that half, where like half of their body is submerged and the other part is just staying out in the open, waiting for something to happen, waiting for something to move. They're just stuck and they're comfortable because half of themselves is able to control what they're doing, they're able to control what they're saying, but the other half is just stuck wanting more and more of God. And here, even there, God just pulls you in closer. He pulls you in closer to Him. He invites you in to this moment of just surrendering and saying, no, I want to go in further. And so we see that in Ezekiel. As you go further, there's something that's happened. It's a raging river. It's just rushing river. And this river that starts to rush, it invites you to jump. Sometimes you get to a point where your own will, your own desires, your own things that you want to do just hold you back from having the full relationship with God and allowing yourself to jump into this river. You jump into a place where it's no longer you that are walking, but it's God that's holding you up, because you cannot swim through a rushing river. You cannot swim through a turbulent, rushing river. All you can do is just float and accept where you're going, because the destination can be somewhere that's cool, somewhere that's not. But with God, He shows you what's the destination. It takes you to a land that is more plentiful. The water is more plentiful. There's more fish that are going. There's more abundance, and there's more just this joy that can come over. We see trees are growing, so there's life. That God wants to take you to a place where there is life. So, but comes a warning in this whole entire thing. See, the warning is that when the moment that you start feeling comfortable, you start drifting off to the side. and you start getting closer and closer to the edge. Maybe you're just like, yeah, I like this, but at the same time, I just want to also just take a time and just relax for a second. I want to just work on myself for a little bit. That's the best Christian slang. But I want to work on myself real quick. And so you start drifting off to the side, and as you're drifting off to the side, you start realizing that you're becoming slower and slower, and the rushing river is no longer a rushing river, but it becomes more stagnant. And we see in Ezekiel, he warns us about the stagnant water. He says it becomes dead places, because whenever you're stagnant, you're no longer full of life, but the life that's inside you dies. And so no longer are you a part of the rushing river, but now you're just sitting on the side watching everybody else rush past you. Maybe for you, you're like, oh man, this feels great, but then slowly it starts to eat away, and slowly everything else that was not there before starts to creep in. And then today, God is inviting you to come back to a place where you're rushing and you are just fully submerged in Him, that no longer can you rely on yourself, but you're just fully putting yourself down and saying, God, here I am, Lord, take me as I am. So guys, if that's you feel that tug pulling on your heart, just go into your secret place and just say, God, I'm here. Take me as I am. Another point that I wanted to bring up, which is going to be my second point for this vlog, is that why do people sometimes just really do not trust God into jumping into this relationship with Him? Some of them are just maybe sometimes are scared to just go in all the way, And in this moment, I just want to explain that sometimes it's not because God is just gonna take you away and no longer will you have your own desires, and no longer will you have the free will. God always has free will for you. But the thing is that He is your maker, and He knows something's better. Not sometimes, all the time. He knows better what is best for you than you do. When my life came to Jesus, I literally, for some reason, thought that if I go all in with Christ, sometimes it's gonna be so hard to just be able to, have my own thing, have fun. But in all honesty, guys, ever since I joined this Christian walk, where I'm no longer just thinking, oh, well, how can I make myself as least Christian as possible as public places, but just be myself with Christ. From that moment on, my life has become so much more fun, so much more exciting. I'm taking trips every single other weekend. People, places are just opening up. Friendships are just being made, and I just love every single second of every single day, because God is a true God, and He just loves being with His people. He loves to make sure that you are happy. He loves to make sure that you have a good life. He doesn't want to give you a bad life. He doesn't want to make sure that you're living a horrible life, that you're just somewhere in a monastery. But in every situation, God wants to make sure that you are well taken care of. So just be blessed with that. Do not think that just because you're going to dive deep into this river with God, into this river relationship with God, that no longer will you be able to have fun, no longer will you have a good life. But instead, how about we switch up the emotions? How about we switch up that topic? And instead of thinking that no longer we'll have a fun thing, how about we start promoting how good our life is with God? Because in reality, my life has never been good until I met Christ. And when I met Christ, everything changed. So if that also implies for you guys, if you have met Christ and all of a sudden everything in your life changed for the better, if everything that was once just misorganized and disorganized mess, and now all of a sudden it's so beautiful and so perfect, how will you share that below? How will you share in the comment section? Because I would love to read these comment sections with you guys. I'd love to just be more involved in just understanding what is happening in your guys' life. This is such an amazing journey, even these vlogs, that it's just taking me, right now I am in South Carolina. I'm just having so much fun here. We've had all day. I woke up early in the morning. We went out for that sunrise, as you guys saw in the beginning of the video, and then now we're just sitting here in Greenville downtown, getting ready to go to another worship night. God is on the move. That's all I can say. God is on the move. Speaking of which, just getting taken to different places at different times, I've been invited to be a part of Global Revival nights all across America. We're doing different revival nights, and it's going to be so amazing because we're literally young guys who just love the Lord, and we're going to be going on tour. I'm going to be personally going to California, and it's just going to be, I just can't wait for what God's going to be doing. So if you guys are interested, I'm going to leave a link down below to Global Revival, and it's going to be so much more information for you guys. To the Instagram page. I just can't wait.
to show you guys what God has in store, because there's revivals coming.